Most people still don't know what's going on in the world of cryptography, even though there is a lot going on. A great deal of focus has been paid to BlackRock's recent registration of the iShares XRP ETF, which shook the market to its core. Could I tell you that this is just the start? Would it surprise you to learn that the public exchange-traded fund ETF is just a distraction? It's a well-thought-out plan to get everyone's attention while something much bigger and more important is going on behind the scenes. The following is the truth about Project Titan, a BlackRock-owned secret project that has been made public and could have a huge impact on the future of XRP. It is said that BlackRock is working behind the scenes on a big XRP liquidity fund worth $100 billion. A letter from inside the company was leaked and is now being passed around among the most well-known crypto experts. It says that only the company's most important clients will be able to access this fund. People say that this fund, which has the code name Project Titan, lets national wealth funds, global banks, and big pension funds put money to work in stages. The document lists the steps that need to be taken to make an XRP custody system that is fully segregated and meets the standards of an organization. The goal of this method is to handle huge amounts of money that will never touch the public ETF. When you look at it that way, the ETF is like a form of entertainment. It is not right for you to know about Project Titan, which is the featured show. The subject line of the paper says Project Titan Institutional XRP Liquidity Fund, which is BlackRock's own brand. The paper should not be shared. In the next part of the document, the goal of keeping $100 billion worth of XRP as digital assets is talked about. It talks about how customizable custody solutions are, how easier it is for institutions that meet the standards to get started, and how they can connect with Tier 1 banking partners. This is not a Bitcoin fund that regular people are in charge of. People from different countries can send trillions of dollars to each other using XRP as the bridge asset. This is possible because of carefully built infrastructure. Besides that Riplet, the trading hub, and a full activation rollout in. The letter talks about the third quarter of the year, 4,206. There is no longer any doubt about this. It's more like a plan. Back up a bit. Why would BlackRock, which is the biggest asset manager in the world, put so much money into XRP? We can see the truth when we look at their past. BlackRock has a long history of making investment vehicles with different amounts of risk. To give you an example, it has a public version that normal investors must follow strict rules for, as well as a version that is much bigger and more flexible for its high net worth users. With this two-pronged approach, they can keep things open to the public while also secretly giving away huge amounts of money that most people can't understand. At times, this did happen with gold exchange-traded funds and corporate bond plans. There is a trend going on with digital goods right now. This is where the story starts to go in different directions. It's likely that normal investors will talk about the iShares XRP exchange-traded fund ETF. They might decide not to buy it, but that's still possible. Real money is wealth that has been passed down from generation to generation. Some money from sovereign funds and cash on hand from international companies will be put into Project Titan in a sneaky and planned way before it is made public. There are two kinds of markets, ones that are open and ones that are closed. The first one is right for the news release, and the second one is right for the balance sheet. What XRP means is something that BlackRock knows this very well. Besides that, there's more to it than that. To be honest, XRP is what the next generation of foreign finance will be built on. It not only lets you use both fiat and digital currencies, but it also speeds up the settlement of deals. Not like Bitcoin, which is a slow and expensive cryptocurrency, or Ethereum, which is having trouble growing and is having problems with this right now. Along with being used by officials, it has also been through a war and is now ready for business. It is expected that XRP will become the main currency used for foreign transactions because Ripple can connect to banks around the world. Furthermore, BlackRock is moving quickly forward to claim its share of that backbone before anyone else does. The number of organizations interested in cryptocurrency is growing quickly. The story is going through some changes. At first, it was a rare type of product, but now it's something that businesses have to have. These are the goals: tokenizing real-world assets, having programmable finance, and having payment layers that are not tied to anything. The place where XRP is located is right in the middle of all of this. Just this is the reason BlackRock doesn't wait for everyone to agree with them. The reason for this is that Project Titan is being built at the same time as the ETF that everyone can see. People who are really in it don't just wait for the news to come out. They make it on their own. Let's look at the picture, shall we? The way supply and demand work would be very different if someone owned $100 billion worth of XRP. XRP's market value changes all the time, ranging from $25 billion to $50 billion at any given time. Putting $100 billion into the market, especially if it came with custody lockups and long-term institutional plans, would permanently change the price of assets. There wouldn't be a pump or spike. Instead, the organization of the would change in a big way. Set up. Because people need money, XRP could go from less than $1 to more than $1,000. This isn't happening because of hype. This is more than just an idea. The thing has been done before. The time has come to look at gold now that big exchange-traded funds, ETFs, are out there. Also, keep in mind that the value of business bonds went through the roof while BlackRock funds were getting help from quantitative easing schemes. Whenever large amounts of money are moved, prices aren't just changed. Instead, they are remade from scratch. The XRP is the next one, to be honest. The catch is that most people won't see P if it is there. The reason for this is that most of the XRP will already have been given out by the time Project Titan goes public. There will have been a lot of changes in the market by the time CNBC talks about big XRP moves. No question, the exchange-traded fund ETF will still exist, but it will be more of a historical artifact than a useful choice. The prices are already going to be different. Most of the work will have been done behind closed doors, with non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, covering off market deals and payments carried out through custody partners that not many people know about. So who gains from this? It's always the same groups that are to blame. Treasuries of banks, companies, and national wealth funds that have a lot of cash on hand. Once more, the small amount of money spent will not lead to anything being gained unless they do something right now. If this leak is real, it's clear that its goal is to give people the exact amount of knowledge they need to get XRP before the rest of the world figures it out. You do not have to agree with everything in Project Titan in order to get the point across. You should pay close attention to what BlackRock says about getting ready for the next generation of asset protection. It's not like they move billions of dollars or file ETFs that don't have A.